Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Unscripted Blend podcast. If you're new, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It feels good to be back, y'all. It feels good to be back. I know it's been a while, a long while actually. And, I feel like I kind of owe you an update on where I've been and where we're going because we're moving forward, right? Okay, we're not going to dwell in the past, stay there forever. But since it's been some time, I do want to fill you in just a little bit, just a little bit. First things first. So let's talk about this extended hiatus. If I'm being honest with you, the simple explanation is life happened. Life. If you know, you know. A lot of things were happening, some beautiful, some challenging, some very unexpected. But through it all, the testimony is God was there. I think about the song I love from Morgan Harper Nichols, The Mountain Where I Climbed, The Valley Where I Fell. God, you were there all along, and that's the story I'll tell. You brought the pieces together, maybe that storyteller. Now I know it is well. That's the story I'll tell. So through it all, God was there. Another song says, through it all, I learned to trust in Jesus. I learned to trust in God through it all. So, yeah, basically life happened, but here we are. And one of the good things, I did mention a good thing. Sorry about that, y'all. I did mention a good thing. One of the good things that's taken place is that grad school, somebody say grad school. I'm finally enrolled in grad school, pursuing a degree in speech language pathology. I'm so excited about that. That's been a long time dream of mine. I did graduate with my bachelor's degree in speech language pathology. And again, life. So I didn't go right into graduate school right away, but I am in a program now. And I'm so grateful and thankful to God for that. Like, God has just done so many amazing things with me being able to go back and pursue that. So grateful. However, even in that, I shouldn't say however, anyway, even with that though, I never stopped. I never stopped thinking about this podcast. I never stopped thinking about it because I'm a storyteller at heart. Like that'll never go away. So I never stopped thinking about storytelling, the conversations, the connections. So here I am back and ready to continue this journey with some exciting evolution. But before we talk about the moving forward, let's talk about where it started. Some of you are brand new here, and then some of you may not know this story. So let's just go back to the very beginning, and I'll kind of hop around here and there, but let's go back for a bit if we can. And yes, we can because it's my podcast. So there. But this podcast, all of this journey, it started as a music blog. It was a music blog called Tori Talks Indie. And shout out to those of you who remember that, okay? But it was called Tori Talks Indie. At that time, I was part of a recording community gospel choir, and I was connecting with different artists in different settings. And you know what? I thought, why not write about their music? It was a way for me to support them. And I love music. I am passionate about music. I'm actually surprised I didn't try to do a double major in that because I really do love music. It's like number, I don't, anyway, I love music. So I thought, why not write about it? And I love writing as well and the connecting. So it just all made sense to me. We started a blog called Tori Talks Indie. And yeah, before I did that, there was actually another blog I was a part of. So let me backtrack it even more. So before we had Tori Talks Indie, there's some freelance writing I did. I'll just kind of sum it up and put it that way. There's some freelance writing that I did, and before we got to that passion I was introduced to that at the end of college. So my senior year of college, I was a part of a blog called Loyola Looks. It was a fashion blog, and our editor at the time, the leader of that blog, she's actually gone on to be an editor at Self magazine, The Self or Shape. Wait a minute. I should have looked that up first. I will make sure to correct that because it's very important. And she's done some amazing things down the road, but it was great to have a chance to get to work with her back then. But there was a fashion blog called Loyola Looks, and I did that first. And at that time, too, that senior year of college, I took an introduction to public relations course and some other mass media communication courses. And something clicked at that time that, again, I love storytelling and I love the intersection of communication and creativity. So, just a little background on that. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love speech language pathology. Like, that's never, ever going away. But it's interesting to see that I also had those other interests too. And they really are all intertwined. At the core of all of that is communication. Communication is at the core of all of these things. So that's just a little background. So some freelance writing, all this stuff. And fast forward to now, we're looking at 2020, although many of us may not want to relive 2020. I don't think we want to go through it again. A lot happened then. But one thing that happened because of the pandemic and, being on lockdown and quarantine and everything, I started another thing, and it was simply called Tory Talks. It was called Tory Talks, and it was a video interview series. So it wasn't a podcast, but it was strictly a video interview series. And I interviewed all types of individuals from different walks of life. Around that same time, I wanted to come back to the blog space again, but this time as a lifestyle blog. It was called Tory Unscripted. And it's now actually called, because it does still exist, you'll still see some more things coming, but now it's actually called Victoria Unscripted. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I still love my nickname. So some of my guests that you'll see on here, they might even call me Tori. So I still love my nickname Tori. But when I do publish books and everything else in the future and other things, it will be under Victoria. So I didn't want any confusion. Plus, I actually do like my first name. So there is that. And yeah, fast forward again from the video series to the blog, lifestyle blog, and vlog, because I got into the YouTube space as well. Even outside of the interview series, I got into the YouTube space. Here we are today. All of that to say, here we are today with the Unscripted Blend podcast. Now, before I go further with where things are now, I want to give you an update. During that hiatus time, the transition, there were some things that got, moved around as far as the platforms I was on. Wasn't on any of the same podcast platforms anymore. And there were some shifts on the back end, basically my back end operations with tech stuff. There were some shifts. So I'm in the process of working to repost videos and working to republish the audio only recordings back into the podcast space. So if you're looking right now, you're not going to see those, but I am working to make sure that can get out there again, because I loved it. I love the time that people invested and took to sit down and talk with me. And yeah, and those are still stories I would love for you all to hear and see and witness. I do have an old website where it's more of an archive page that has some of the previous video interviews. It doesn't have everything, but it has a few of them. So if you're anxious to just, dive in now, which thank you. But if you're anxious to dive in now, you can do that. You'll see a link to that in the show notes. But I am working to get that all back out there so we can have everything all in one place: the past, the present, and of course, the future. Someone say the future. But I'm working to have all of that done so we can see it all together in one place. So that's that. But now, again, moving forward. So, who am I? Right? You got a portion of who I am, with speech language pathology, graduate student, podcaster. I'm many things. Those are parts of who I am, right? First and foremost, I'm a child of God, right? So if you don't already know, let me just say this now. I love Jesus in this camp. Yes, I'm going to talk about business and other things, but I am a proud believer and follower of Jesus Christ. I take pride in that. I'm not ashamed of that. So some episodes on this podcast, we might pray. Some episodes, many episodes of this podcast, you will hear me mention the Lord in some way. That's, let me just put that out there now. And yeah, hopefully that resonates with you. And if it doesn't, I hope it does one day, but I just want to put that out there right now. But in addition to the many other hats that I've already discussed that I wear, I'm also, and also during that hiatus, been working at this, I'm a marketing consultant. I'm a marketing consultant with a passion for brand strategy and email newsletters. Oh my gosh, that's my wheelhouse. I love, love, love email newsletters, and I love helping people with brand strategies. Like that's where I thrive. And I've had a chance to work with a few different clients over the years and really test the waters with different things and just get some experience in that. But I love to help entrepreneurs and business owners really discover what makes them unforgettable. That's the key thing. I feel like I'm not trying to be like deep or whatever, but I really do feel like it's a God given gift. I've met so many people, friends, family members, maybe they started a thing, a business, and right away ideas are coming for how they can market it. Ideas are coming for what they can, direction they can go in with their brand. All these ideas are coming. And I thank God for the ability to do that. So I love to help people discover what makes them unforgettable. I'm going to say right now, too, if you've been wondering, how to stand out in your industry. If you've been struggling to find your unique voice in a crowded marketplace, oh my goodness, can we all just look? Let's just all agree right now, like the marketplace is crowded. Like everybody and their mother and their mother's mother and their cousin and their mailman's cousin, like everybody is in the marketplace right now doing their own thing, promoting their services, almost everybody anyway, right? So it's crowded. However, if you have something special about you, if you know you have something special, but you can't quite articulate it, that's where I come in. That's where I come in. Let me say it again. That's where I come in. Yes, it's overcrowded, but you have something special. Maybe you know it. If you know it, you need to talk to me so we can expand how to get that out there. And if you don't know it, you need to talk to me too so we can help you figure out how to let the people know and how to get that out there. That's what I do. That's the work that I'm passionate about. I love helping you all discover like what is your it factor? What's your thing, right? So that being said, you're going to see that in the conversations that we have going forward on this podcast. You're going to see that. So, what does that mean for the Unscripted Blend? Well, I'm still going to interview amazing people, just as I've done before. That's not going to change. And the conversations, the stories, they're going to still remain very engaging, very meaningful. But we're going to be looking at those stories from a different lens now. And that lens is brand. Somebody say brand. Branding, darling. It's all about branding. What's your brand? Okay, maybe not like that. But yes, brand. We are going to look at these stories now through a different lens, and that is brand. And here's the thing, whether you realize it or not, we all have a brand. We do. We all have a brand. You might have a brand for your business. That's the obvious one, right? But you also have a personal brand, right? The way people perceive you, the reputation that you carry, okay? The value you bring to every room that you walk into. Which, let's pause. Do you realize that you bring value to every room that you go in? Do you realize that? If you don't, like, come here. Do you realize that? I need you to realize that. You bring value to every room you walk into. Some of you have a faith brand, right? And the way your beliefs show up in your work, your relationships and decisions, that's your faith brand. I kind of touched on that earlier for myself, right? And then there's a brand around your health and wellness. So, like how you show up, that impacts everything. Like there's a brand for so many different things. We have multiple brands operating at the same time. We really do. And moving forward, that's what our conversations are going to explore. So I'll be talking to people from all walks of life, and by that I mean musicians, business owners, creatives, faith leaders, entrepreneurs, like people from various industries. I'm going to be talking to different ones, and we're going to be asking and really like diving into and uncovering and unfolding one simple thing. What's the story behind your brand? I said all that to say that's what we're going to be really unpacking in this podcast day in and day out. What's the story behind your brand? And that's so important. It's nice to know about a brand, but what's the story behind it? And as we uncover other stories behind their brand, I hope that it will help you discover yours. All right, that's the goal here. And this time around, it won't just be interviews, but you're going to hear more directly from me with a few solo episodes. Some of them will kind of dive into my personal brand, although I do kind of want to leave that more so for my lifestyle content space. Because yes, 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 I am still very much a lifestyle content creator. So blogging and vlogging, that's not gone away. It's still what I do. Just not as frequently. I started to say frequency, but just not as frequently as it used to be. But it's still very much a part of what I do. So that's going to be one of the things I talk about, but mainly over here in this podcast space, I'll be sharing more of the journey with you about brands, brand strategy, email marketing. We're going to do that. Or actually, we'll have a series coming out of short solo episodes where I examine what I love to call the it factor. We're just talking about that, right? The it factor. That's that intangible thing that makes certain companies, certain brands, certain people, they just stand out. They just have it. I don't know if you remember some of like those old, black and white classic movies where, you might have that detective like character, gangster like character. You're like, the kids just got it, you just got it. Gotta have spunk, you just gotta have it. Some people got it, some people don't. That was maybe not my best. I'm not an actress, as you can see. I wanted to be one, but anyway, that's that's my Academy Award winning performance right there. But yeah, some people they just got it, and some just don't. However, the ones that don't, they could have it with the help of someone such as Moi. But yeah, some people also call that it thing the it factor, right? But again, it's the thing that makes companies successful, the thing that separates the brands we remember from the ones we forget. So, in that short solo series, we're going to break that down. We're going to look at real examples and we're going to uncover what truly makes a brand unforgettable in every way. I had to do it. Like, if you didn't already know, song association, that's a thing with me. You won't get that in every episode, but it'll happen. So just be prepared if you don't already know it'll happen. But yes, we're going to uncover what makes a brand truly unforgettable in some of our solo episodes. All right. So again, if you need help with that it factor, I know I said it before, but let me say it again. If you need help discovering that, let's connect. Let's talk. Listen, my information will be in the show notes so we can connect and talk about what it is that you have that's special and how to communicate that with others because you all have something special. But we want to talk about how you can show others what that is, okay? So that's pretty much it, okay? Like, I'm so glad to be back in this space with you all. Can't wait to connect. So now, last little bit of housekeeping, last little bit. Please subscribe to the podcast, like it, share it with others. I hope you're excited. I want to hear from you. I'll have links below to my different social media platforms. So I would love to connect with everybody. And more than anything, make sure you sign up on my email list. I love email. Now, I have an email list as well. Make sure you sign up for my email list so you can be a part of the community. I'll be sharing some things about brand strategy tips, email marketing, and just things, and more on the business side this time. And of course, you will find out when episodes are coming out. If there's anything special I want for the podcast community to have, it'll be on that email list. So make sure you are on that list. Now, before we go, I want to say this whether you have a business or not, maybe you're an author and you don't see that as a business, like whatever the case is, I want you to know this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Your story matters. And remember, I said earlier, we all have a brand. So not only does your story matter, your brand that matters. Okay. And when you get clear on both of those things, on your story and your brand, everything changes. All right. Take care, everybody. I hope that you are blessed. I look forward to seeing you the next time. It feels so good to be back. Like I feel like I'm home because I am home in a way. But doing this is home for me. It's a joy for me to connect in this podcast space, whether it's a solo moment like this, knowing that you all will watch and listen later, or being able to again talk to someone in an interview like this is home for me. I love it. So it's good to be back. I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful week. I don't know when you're listening to this, a good night, whatever the case may be. But It's good to be back. Welcome back to the Unscripted Blend.